Hey, what's up guys, Eva94 back with another action figure review, and today we are looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Target exclusive Storm and Thunderbird 2-pack. On one side we have, of course, Storm. On the other side there is Thunderbird, and the back side just shows the exact same pictures but just super close up right there. So if you have the Pyro 2-pack with Rogue, if you have the Old Man Logan and Hawkeye 2-pack, then you're familiar with this box design. So Thunderbird and Storm come packed in just like this. Now Storm gets all the love here. She gets all the accessories and extra pieces, while Thunderbird doesn't get anything. This is all you get. No hand swaps or head swaps or nothing at all. So here we can take a nice look at the new head sculpt for Storm. The entire body is new. This is a new Storm, a new attire that we haven't gotten from Hasbro before. So I like that they've gone through multiple versions of Storm. And this looks really nice. I love the hair sculpt on this figure. The paint job is done very well too. So definitely very dramatic pose for the hair there. And it actually holds the weight not too bad. I'm impressed about that. We get two versions of a cloak or a cape. And this time around they went with a plastic cape and not a soft goods cape like they did with the white 90s X-Men Storm, and they also did a black variant too with the same body mold and everything that came with soft goods. But now we get plastic, so I wonder what was the thought behind that choice. Maybe they weren't digging the soft goods too much, or maybe they didn't get enough good feedback on it. I don't know, but we get two. So we get the one that is kind of like waving and all dramatic and all posed up, and then we get just one that's just draped normal there when she's just standing still. So that's cool that we get an alternate cloak or cape there, or whatever it's actually called. It's nice. She comes packed in with these hands with the electric effect, and although this is very nice to have electric effects for Storm, I don't like the way they did it this time around. So with the past Storm, we actually had a separate electric effect that you just kind of place over the hand, and that's what we had. This time around, the entire hand is sculpted with the electric effect coming out of the fingers, but the problem is, and you can probably already see it now, is that the entire mold is the translucent bluish greenish plastic. So they had to paint the brown to match the skin tone on her arm. They painted over the translucent plastic, and it's not the cleanest jobs. You can see right there that it is not the best. We have paint chips. We have, you could definitely see the translucentness coming from within. The finger's not properly painted. That goes for both sides. It's very messy and not good. I don't like it. So that's probably my biggest gripe so far are the hands, and they're a lot more glossier and shinier than the rest of the skin, so it doesn't really match. But aside from the hands, the figure is nice overall, and the hands are swappable. These are optional. She does come with a pair of open hands, and these are actually molded with the same skin tone as her arms, so this is not painted over translucent plastic, so it looks good. Open hands just like the past Storm figures had. And then we also have the fist hands. So if you're not digging the paint job on your electric hands here, then you can put one of those, but you just don't have any effects. Now from far away, it's not a big deal. You're not really gonna see that issue with the hands. So it's up to you. Maybe you don't mind. But aside from that, the rest of the figure is fantastic. I think it's a very nice looking Storm, and they did a good job. So there's the back, there's the front. She also does come with an alternate head, and here it is. So this time around we get a more calm, less dramatic effect with the hair. The hair is just straight down to the back there. And I also applied the regular cloak or cape on her, so you can kind of get an idea what that looks like. There's the one she had before, and then here is the previous head that she had before. So the hair is the major difference there. Of course, the mouth is open and closed compared to each other there. So there's your close look and accessory look at Storm. So this one should be fairly quick because all we get is the figure. Here we have Thunderbird. So very nice. We have him on a different body from of course, the Warpath that we got from the Strong Guy Wave. It's not just a re-release of that. That would be silly. But some of the promo pics were showing this figure with a long or elongated neck And now that I have it in hand, it's not as bad as the pictures, but it's still not good. It still kind of looks like it's a long neck. I don't know if it's just me. Let me know down below if you feel the same, but I feel like the neck's just a little tad bit long for the head, or I don't know. So just something seems off, but at least it's not as terrible as it looked in the promo pics, in my opinion. Aside from that, we had a good paint job overall. We have these arm bands and shin bands right there that are separate pieces. They do slide up and down. These are a lot more tighter than the ones in the shins. The shins fall off kind of like the Cyclops bands fall off. If anyone has the 90s Jim Lee Cyclops, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But aside from that, everything looks pretty good on the figure. So there's your Thunderbird. With articulation on Storm, her head is on a ball jointed hinge, but her hair is obviously going to hinder some of that movement looking up, if not all of it. Looking down is going to be no problem. Left and right should be no problem as well. And that is with this hair piece. Let's see if the other one changes anything at all for us. Alright, and there she is with her other head, and she does look up a lot more with this head compared to the regular hair down, obviously, because the hair is up and it's not hindering it too much. Also, if you want to know what she looks like without her cloak or cape, that's how she looks. So left and right on the head, we got the arms going forward and back. Obviously, the cape's going to hinder some of that movement there. In and out, just like this. Got some excess plastic right there. We have single jointed elbows, and I saw pictures about this elbow. It's kind of different compared to previous Marvel Legend females, but it doesn't bug me too much. It's just like a disc in there that's very visible on this one. We have a swivel there, swivel at the wrist with a hinge. We get a diaphragm joint at the torso, goes forward and back, side to side. We get a little bit of a tilt there, no waist swivel. Legs are going to kick forward and go back down. They go in and out about this far. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Also worth mentioning, the knees are pinless, and it doesn't seem like it bends more than that right there. Ankles are on a hinge, and then they do have that rocker too. Now for Thunderbird, his head is also on a ball jointed hinge. His hair also hinders the movement looking up, unfortunately, so he's not going to look up too much unless you utilize that ab crunch to get him to look up, but then he kind of looks a little weird. He looks down just fine, left and right there. Some head tilts right there. Arms are going to go forward and back. They go in and out about that far. We don't get butterfly joints. We get bicep swivels, double jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist with a hinge. Then we get an ab crunch and a waist swivel. Two jointed legs go forward and back. If you notice, this one does have pins on both knees and elbows. Legs go in and out, not too far though, and there goes that thing falling down again. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees. We have a shin swivel there, and then we have an ankle hinge with a rocker at the foot. So here is the main comparison that we all want to look at, is the Warpath next to the Thunderbird Target exclusive figure. And you can see the size difference, the height difference there. The proportions are different, very much so. But the attire, the costume is fairly similar as it should be. So we have the same little bands on the shins and on the shoulders, except he had kind of like shoulder pads on his Warpath figure. We still get those golden wristbands. We don't get a golden belt, but we get some pouches right there that are red. We also get the headband with the mask, and then the feathers on his head or hair right there. I know this is extremely silly, but here is a head swap between the two figures there. The comment section never ceases to surprise me with their requests, so I'm sure somebody would have requested this head swap, so here it is. So here we have a Storm comparison. I got her next to the 90s X-Men white attire Storm. I don't have the black attire one. There's a black variant that's the same exact figure, just in black and yellow. And also, if her soft goods is moving around, it's because the ceiling fan is on right now. But that's my next thing. We have these soft goods here, and then we have the plastic goods, I guess you can say, on the left. So which is your preference? I think the plastic one is a little better because you actually see it posed in a very nice way, while this is very hard to pose. There's no bendy wire there, so you really can't pose it It's always down no matter what she's doing, if she's flying or not, or landing or whatever. So that's that. I am a fan of this hair sculpt too, but I like the new one as well. So that's cool. I think this is definitely a case where you would buy both Storms. I don't think you should choose one over the other. I think having both versions is a need. Here's a quick group shot height comparison. I got Colossus in there and Cyclops. That's a quick look of the Target exclusive Marvel Legends Thunderbird and Storm 2-pack. I really enjoyed this 2-pack a lot. I actually like this one probably more than I do Hawkeye and Logan, I want to say. I don't know, that's a pretty darn good 2-pack. Lately, they've been pumping out some nice comic figures. I enjoyed all the 2-packs a lot, but this is definitely one of the top ones. I don't think it's worth the amount people are going crazy over it for, but it definitely is a nice 2-pack that I think you should pick up. I think these two look fantastic. I just wish Thunderbird came with some more accessories, maybe a different head or face sculpt for a head swap, and some alternate hands would have been cool. I really dig Storm a lot, and I do like that they gave us some options with the hair and the cape piece. Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and as always, have a great day. Bye.
That's crispy.